Now we need to be able to edit post. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up that route. So in our index.blade.php for our post, right here we're gonna have an anchor tag. So I'll just delete out that text and paste in the anchor tag. And this is going to go to the post.edit route. And we're going to be passing in a parameter, which is the ID. And right here, we're not going to say trash, we're going to say edit. And it's going to be a button info. Okay, so that's set up. Let's set up the route. Now web.php, we're going to have a post.edit route. So this is not going to be restore, it's going to be edit. And it's going to also take in that parameter. And it's going to go to the edit. And it's also going to go to edit. Okay, so that's it. We need to set up our controller. So we'll go to our post controller and we go to our edit method. So here's our edit method. And what we're going to be doing is finding the post. So we'll say post and we'll just use our find method and we'll pass in the ID. So remember this edit button right here, we're gonna make it exist for all the posts that are not trashed. Okay, so we can click edit, and if we use the find method, we'll be able to find them because they are not trashed. So once we find them, we just need to return a view with that data. So we'll pass in a post variable and we'll pass in the data that we got from the database. Okay, so after doing that, we'll just return the admin.post.edit view. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that up. So in our post right here, we'll create an edit.blade.php. Okay, so that's set up, and this is gonna look somehow like our create. Okay, so I'll just paste that in and we're gonna edit this. So starting from the button, this is gonna be update post. Next we'll have our text area, and this text area's content is gonna be the post content. And the next thing we're gonna take care of is the select. So right here we are looping through the selects. So it means in our controller we need to actually pass in the selects. Okay, so the categories. So right here we can actually attach another with method, and this is gonna be categories, and we'll say category just get all. Okay, so now we have access to the categories. Now the next field is the input of the featured right here. So we're just gonna leave that as it is, and we'll say value for the title is gonna be the title of the post. So we'll say post title. Okay, so this is not gonna go to post.store, it's gonna go to post.update, and this is a method of post, and everything looks okay. So let's just say edit post, and we'll just echo out the title of the post right here. Okay, so let's head over to our browser and see that in action. We have an edit button. If we click that, route post.update not found. Okay, so obviously we have to create that route. Let's just create it right here. So route, and it's gonna be of type post, and we'll just say /post/update. And obviously we would want to take in the ID to identify what post we're trying to edit, and we'll take in an array right here which says uses the post controller at update method, and as the name that we gave it, post.update. Okay, so that looks great, but we also have to pass in that parameter right here. So we'll say the ID should be the post ID. So everything looks great. Let's refresh, and we see right here we post edit number 3, and we have the title right here. We have the categories that we just sent from our database, and we have the content pasted in right here. Okay, so now that we're receiving this data, we need to set up some validation in our post controller. So right here in our update method, we'll set up a validator. So because we also want to validate this data. And how do we validate? We just get in the request and we pass in a validation array. So for this case, we also want the title to be required. We want the content to also be required. We also want the category ID to be there. So we'll also say required. And we have title, we have featured image, we have category, and we have content. So title, content, category. So we don't want the featured image to be required. Why? Because the user might not want to change the image. Okay, so we say, okay, if the user wants to change the image, he can upload a new image, but if he doesn't want to, then he's just gonna leave it blank. Okay, so everything looks great. Next thing we're gonna do is actually check if the user uploaded an image. So if he uploaded an image, then we're gonna upload that image and update the featured field in the database. But if he didn't, then we're just gonna do everything normally. Okay, so let's make an if statement there, and what we're gonna do is say if request, and we have a has file method in Laravel that checks if there is a file in the request. So the file we're trying to check is the feature. So if request has file feature, what we're gonna do is actually upload that image. But first, right here at the top, what we're gonna do is find the post. Okay, so because we need to find that post, we'll just find it at the top. Okay, so we found the post, we validated the data, or we can actually put this finding post immediately after the validation succeeds. Validate the data. If it's passed, then we find the post, and then we check if the request has a file called featured right here, because in our edit.blade.php we have that file and it's called featured. So we are checking if the request has that file, and if it has that file, we just need to upload it. So we're gonna create a variable called featured, and we're gonna say it's equals to the request featured. And step 2 of uploading a file, we just need to give a new name. Okay, so featured new name is gonna be equals to featured, and we'll get the client's original name. And just because we do not trust the user, we're gonna concatenate the time right here so that the name of this file is gonna be unique. Okay, so the last step is actually to just move the file. So we'll move it to our uploads/post directory, and the name of the file is gonna be featured new name. Okay, so everything looks normal, but one thing we have to do is actually update that field in our database. So we'll say post featured, that field is gonna be equals to featured new name right there. Okay, so the name that we give it, so the new name that we are giving right there, we're gonna say post featured equals featured new name. Okay, so now that we are done with our if statement, this code is gonna execute if the request has a file. But if the request doesn't have a file, we'll just proceed to edit the other parts. Okay, so we'll say post title is gonna get the request title, post content is gonna get the request content, and that should be it. Okay, so we have title, we have content, and okay, so we need to set the category also. So post category ID field is going to be equals to the request category ID field. So right here we'll say category ID, and then the last step is to save the post. So first of all, we validate. Second, we find. Third, if there's an image we upload, then we update those database fields, and then we save. Next thing, set session, and we'll flash and we'll say success, and the message is gonna be post updated successfully. Okay, and after that we just need to return a redirect to the user to the post routes. So we'll say route, and the name of that route was post. Okay, so everything looks normal. Let's go ahead and try that out. So new post title, we'll just change that to update set, and we're not gonna upload any image. We're just gonna leave the category, and we'll just copy this and duplicate many times. Okay, so let's update the post, and you see post updated successfully. So new post title updated. Okay, so let's try out an example where we actually edit the file. So let's select this black image and update the post, and you see new post title updated. Something is wrong somewhere with the uploaded image. Okay, so let's inspect that and see what's going on. So okay, I hope you see what is going on. When we uploaded the image, we set up the wrong link right here. Okay, so you see our featured image is not supposed to be this, it's supposed to be a link to the directory structure. So we'll concatenate this and we'll say uploads / post / this. Okay, so let's refresh, or let's edit and upload a new file. So we'll upload this one right here and would update, and you see right there we have the image. So our post update is working successfully.